Hey everybody, it's JJ Talks, and it's Thursday on the Breakfast Club, and today I wanted to talk about Donald Trump a little bit, again. But today I kind of wanted to talk about why I think Trump has been allowed to get away with so much in the eyes of the right and Republicans, and why Republicans haven't necessarily shut him down in the way that one might expect. So I'm sure you guys remember the Casey Anthony case. It was a 20-something-year-old woman whose two-year-old daughter was killed, or went missing. I don't know if they found her body at any point, but it was a huge case. It was all over the tabloids and the news, and her trial was huge, and she was found not guilty, which completely shocked everybody. And I remember when I was 14 or 15 when this happened, and I remember my mom said to me that she was found not guilty because the case was over-prosecuted. And I never understood that. I was over-prosecuted, if they had extra evidence that they shouldn't have included in the trial, that didn't make sense to me. I felt like the more evidence that you have against this person, the better. For example, I remember, they tried to, trap a scent or something, and I don't know. My mom essentially was it was over-prosecuted, and that fucked up the conviction. And I didn't really understand that until Donald Trump. And I feel like that's what's happened with him. He was found not guilty because he's been over-prosecuted by liberals. And by this I mean the fucking McDonald's shit I'm seeing all over the news. On one hand, I understand that Donald Trump is a shit show, and he does things that are just wow, this is horrible and stupid and kind of weird, and why did we elect somebody who does this shit, eat McDonald's 3 times a day, or eat 5,000 calories a day, what? That's not healthy. Why would we elect someone like that? But when you consider the fact that his whole threat to Kim Jong-un, happened at the same time, why are liberal media outlets focusing on the McDonald's thing, Because maybe it's because people are just so scared that they're just trying to make something funny that is horrifying, or maybe it's because they genuinely think that Republicans should care that our president's super unhealthy. But what's happening is this idea of over-prosecution. Because we are nitpicking every little thing Donald Trump does, it is diluting the intensity of actual criticisms to be made about the danger that he's putting the United States in. So, the analogy that I gave to, my friends, even before the election was that, so, in theory, the more crap Trump does, the easier it would be to nail him, right? But in reality, that's not necessarily the case. So, let's say you were standing with a baseball mitt in your hand, and someone threw a baseball to you. You catch it, right? Now, someone throws 1,000 baseballs at you at the same time. You're probably going to catch none of them because you're going to be too distracted, covering your face, and, you don't know which one to focus on. And that's kind of what's happening. So, in theory, you'd think, okay, there's more baseballs, you're more likely to catch a baseball. But in reality, that's not necessarily the case. So for Hillary, they were able to focus, and I'm not a huge Hillary fan, but they were able to focus on, the Clinton Foundation in Benghazi and, a couple of other things. And they, throughout the emails, throughout the entire election, they focused on 3 or 4 huge things and nailed her in. Whereas Trump, he had 5 new things coming out every single day. So there wasn't time to do a thorough analysis of any of them because everyone was just superficially run over by the news and by Hillary. And that allowed people to dismiss it as everyone just hates Trump, it's fake news, blah, 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 which is stupid in its own right. But yeah, so I think that's what happened. I think Trump's been over-prosecuted, and I think that we need to stop doing that, and we need to pretend for a minute like he is our actual president and he's doing some terrifying shit, and maybe not worry so much what he had for dinner last night. And I think that might be a lot more effective in being heard. And those are just some of my thoughts about Trump and how Trump's being treated. And I think that it's important that we recognize that this guy is our president, and the most effective way of getting him criticized and debunked and in an effective way, a solid way, is to thoroughly research, discuss, and just talk about, like, the actual dangerous shit that he does. Rather than every time there's something tiny, weird about Trump, writing 20 news articles about it. Because then that makes us on the left just fucking laughable. So those are just my thoughts. I'm sorry. I would love to hear what you think about this. Please comment it below. And I don't know, is this something that you've also noticed? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, maybe I'm just crazy. I will see you guys next Thursday, and I will definitely be responding to comments tomorrow and this evening if anyone comments tonight. I'll see you guys then. Bye!